audience.
Audience 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6.
Very good. Okay.
Here's the speaker.
Again, my name is Janaya Bryant. Nice to meet y'all. Thank y'all for coming. Okay, here's the speech. Starting now. So start time.
Start time now.
Have you ever been around a braggart? Someone who's conceited, someone who's talking nothing about me, I, and everything else like that? Well, I have, and it's pretty annoying. My feelings toward them weren't exactly pleasant. So with that being said, I'm asking you this because I'm going to be talking about myself today. Sounding hypocritical, I know, but I'm talking about myself, and I don't want you to have the same disposition I did toward the other person, towards that individual specifically. So, I want to have my first speech be about me, something that I know a lot about, obviously. I guess I could have my mom speak about me, but I guess she couldn't get credit for the class. So, that being said, I hope you enjoy and you don't take it that I'm being conceited. I'm here to tell you that my family, the places I've lived, and my interests all have shaped me to be the person I am today. My family is my backbone. My sisters, I'm the youngest of 3, I'm a Navy brat, and of all girls. So my sister, Shauna, we're 16 months apart, she's the closest. My other sister, Tara, she's 26 years old, she's married, and she has a daughter, Nandi, who's my niece that I'm crazy about. My parents, were married for 17 years, and even though they're divorced now, we're all still very close. We also have a very close relationship. Family to me is key. It's very important, and at the end of the day, that's all that matters most. I mentioned that I was a Navy brat. I've traveled, as most of you know, being in the military, traveling is probably the biggest part. Towards, 4th grade, I moved to Florida. I was born and raised in California, but I was raised pretty much everywhere else also. After half my year of 4th grade, I moved to Puerto Rico for about a year and a half, and that was probably the hardest place for me to leave besides home, because it's beautiful there, it's gorgeous. After being in Puerto Rico for a year and a half, I was able to go back home, start my 7th grade year for another year, and then went from 8th grade all the way through high school and finished it out in Maryland, which was horrible, but that's okay. Now, I've talked about all these things about where I've traveled and how I've been raised and things like that, but all throughout high school and traveling, I discovered some things about myself. I picked up some hobbies, and I also had a keen sense of what I liked and disliked. For instance, I loved traveling. I loved it, but I hated establishing a home and friendships and then having to be able to take all that away and just move so suddenly. I also know that I liked Hispanic foods more. After living in Puerto Rico, I loved chicken, rice, and beans. That's all I ate after a while. And now that I'm older, I still have my taste buds are intact, but that's my biggest thing is Hispanic foods. I also noticed more that I was engaged in sports as opposed to being the observer and outside of it. I was on the basketball team, volleyball, track and field, the athletic type. So, in conclusion, after telling you everything about that, I need to make sure that, that you guys know that I'm not conceited and that I do have, that you might look at me as family-oriented, athletic explorer. And that's it. Thank you. Oh, God!